What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I'm gonna deliver like I said I would. And we're gonna see what the new project is, the new flip. And I would call this flip number 4, but we'll go into a little bit later. You guys ready? Ready for this? So this is my new to me 2008 Honda Civic Si. And you guys might be thinking like you already did this once, right? Sort of. I bought the other car, parted out, and I wanted to keep the engine, but I think it's not conducive with this flip series. So we're gonna call that one 2.5 and we're gonna call this 3. So this is gonna be the car we're using to use all the parts off the other car to put into this car. This car looks pretty clean all together. Well, you guys saw it's not all together, but so it looks in pretty decent shape. The body is good on this side. It's missing the front bumper, but as you saw, the front bumper is actually inside here. The only thing, I don't know where the headlights are, if they're even in here, but I think I still have my other headlights of the other car. I don't know how much I sold, but that's there. Doors are good. Quarter panels, no rust. Has the rear bumper. The lights here has this cool old faded SI badge. Up on this side, this is where things start getting a little tough. So I just noticed this right now down here. It's a tiny bit of rust starting there, but that's nothing. The bottom of this door here is dented right here, and then this door doesn't align well at all. So you know, we're gonna have to do something on this side, and then that fender is the wrong color white. Oh, the headlight is on there. So we're just gonna have to do some sort of body work on this side. What I mean by that, some sort, is I'm making it seem like I don't know, but I know very well because I'm very familiar with this car. It actually belonged to Uncle Rigo first, and then belonged to cousin Jonathan. This was his like dream spec car, and unfortunately he made a bad decision driving one day, and it didn't go too well. So here's what happened. If you look at this pillar here, he got T-boned, and the bottom structure here doesn't align any well, so the door doesn't sit right. But if you slam it, it lines up much better. So the car was T-boned here, right here. I'll see if cousin Jonathan will give me some pictures so we can post it up. So cousin Jonathan pulled through, sent us about like 6 or 7 pictures of the car, and some of the pictures are not the greatest, but here they are the day of the accident. You can see the door was definitely misaligned, and the front bumper took a big hit. Actually, the whole headlight and fender took a hit. Then he took it to cousin Jerry. Cousin Jerry replaced the tie rod that was bent, and as you can see here, the door and fender were still messed up. Cousin Jonathan having a hard time, so I guess everywhere he went, he saw the car messed up. He took some pictures. So he has a couple of them here. This is before any repairs. And then we were at cousin Jerry's one day, and he has some parts, so I actually helped him replace them. And that's me there on the left, but that's the original bumper, a new headlight, and the new fender. He just cut his losses on it. He went and got a new shell. So he took everything out of this one, put everything on the new shell, and then this car's just sitting. He started parting it out, so he sold some like small bits and pieces off of it, like the spoiler, and then he sold the shifter or something like that. He has the seats. He took the seats for himself because his new car seats needed to be done, but this thing's just been sitting here. He hasn't really had the time to part out or the interest really, so I figured I'll just buy it, and I already have a full parts car that I could just get this thing up and running in really a day. But that's not the worst part about this car. It's actually the structural part. And I think it would be cool to like do something with that. This may seem like a little overbearing to take on for a flip, but you know, he's giving me a good deal on the car. I already have the parts car that I'm into it practically zero because I already made $1,500 that are, I don't even remember how much I paid for, but I made all that back and put in the jar, if you guys remember that video. So essentially we're gonna use whatever budget we have left on this car from the Flip series and buy this car so we could put this one together. And as far as fixing that side, I think we're just gonna try to see if we could find somebody parting one of these out, and we could buy that whole structure and try to pull it layer by layer, and we could just replace that piece. I'm making it seem a lot easier than it probably is, but it's worth a shot. So that's enough about this car. It's pretty much snowed in right now. There's not getting out of here anytime soon. But I did take the BMW to cousin Jerry's house, and we worked on it at night, so there's no video of it. But I have it back at the house, so we could go back to the house and talk about that car. And now onto the beautiful BMW. So as you guys know, I took this car to Jerry's house to see if you know, since he's been, you know, swapping these for the last like 2 months, I figured I'd take it over there to see if he had any, like, you know, advice, or maybe look over the car, see if there's anything that was going on with it. So when we got there, you would keep having this cylinder 456 misfire. So we swapped some coils around, and the misfire went away for a little bit, but then it came right back to the same exact cylinders. Obviously, we switched the coil pack between 1 and 5, so 1 didn't start misfiring. So, you know, we took it on a couple drives. The car like cleared up a bit, and then it starts to misfire and kind of like fall on his face. So cousin Jerry was like, "There's not much more I could do. You know, this is gonna be a lot more." But we decided to take it out on one more trip, and then when we did, we then started putting, you know, our thoughts together, and we realized that weird noise. I'll put a clip of it here. That noise was, we thought it was like a fan, but realistically, it's a turbo. And the reason why that turbo sounds like that, not like, you know, making cool noises like this. It's because the turbo is bad. We're gonna just try to sell it with the bad turbo. We're trying to break even. I think we paid $1,500 for the car. We're about $400 in parts. That includes like the body panels and the parts that are about to replace it. Plus or minus $2,000. So I'm gonna list it up for like $2,500. First person that gives me $2,000 is gonna take it, and I'm gonna move on with my life, because we could focus our time back on our second flip. So this Civic, this is what remains of it after we parted it out. So obviously everything in the engine bay still there. The interior, it's all there except for the door panels and like some little tray right there. Somebody bought that, but everything else is in here. All these B&B rock. Oh wow. I'd say we have enough to put a car together. The other cars you guys saw is really just missing the engine and transmission, because that's what cousin Jonathan took away from the car to get his new shell up and running. We have wheels that we're gonna need. We have an engine and transmission that we're gonna need. We have the front seats. He took it out. He said he'd give it to me, but I mean, he's giving me a pretty good deal on the car, so I'll let him just keep those and sell them if he wants to, or put it on his new car. I'm not sure if these structure pieces are the same on sedans as they are on coupes, because if they are, I'd just save myself a bunch of time and money already having these pieces in here. If we go on to the other side, we can see exactly what it's going to entail to replace this pillar. Looking at it here, cousin Jonathan's car is hit somewhere in this range here. With what we have now, we have to replace basically part of this piece here. And if you see, I don't know if you guys can tell, there is no seams here. All the way to the back, there's no seam here. This is all one big structural piece of the unibody. So how are we going to be able to replace this? If we remove this piece, all right, that helps a bit. So there's spot welds here, so maybe, and if you can see in here too, there's layers. That's 1, 2, and 3 all the way inside. You guys can tell it's pretty dark, but, and then here, oh wait a second, here we have some spot welds too. Okay, so that's not bad. His car also has a dent somewhere in this side of the pillar, so maybe, I know this is not gonna work, but maybe on the car that I do get, they cut up a little bit more, so we could cut, you know, what is it called, splice the piece in here and replace this whole piece, and try to splice it in maybe somewhere here where it doesn't really matter as much, maybe try to pick a point like somewhere here that we could take it off. The only thing is that I am gonna have to remove this piece too, just to get to this piece. So when I get somebody to, well, I might have to go to a junkyard or something, but when I get somebody to cut this piece off for me, I'm gonna need them to cut it off from basically up here on the windshield to like over here on the strut tower. I'm just gonna have to do a little bit more research, because if I could use it, if for some reason these dimensions are the same, I'm better off just taking this one off and using it. I know it's unlikely. I'm just being kind of like wishful thinking here, but that's the plan. The plan is to basically get the car running. So we're gonna pull this motor and transmission out, do whatever service needs to be done to it, put it onto that car, and then we're going to do the structural stuff that it needs after it's up and running, and then we're gonna do any body work, paint, and list it up for sale. That car should bring in, I'd say, like close to $5,000. The market's soft right now. I don't know what's going on in the economy, because people are not really buying much. And just to throw like a subtle thing there, I also sold the second SC300 that we did burnouts all last June, and we'll go about that in another video if you guys want. But that's the plan for this project. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Follow us on Instagram. We'll see you guys next week for another video. Peace.